When thinking about integrating FileMaker with web services, the first thing that pops into my head is insert from URL. Yes, the insert from URL script step is the key script step that actually sends our request to the web service and retrieves the response. However, to make a robust web integration workflow, we need more than that one script step. Welcome back to the channel. This is Wei Hao at Direct Impact Solutions. In this video, we will look at 6 key components that we should include in our script when building a web integration workflow. The first component will retrieve request info. There are 2 types of information we want to retrieve. First, we need connectivity info, such as the endpoint URL, the username and password, or the access token. Then, we need data specific to our request, such as data we want to update in the target service. Within this component, we can also do data conversion. For example, the service we're sending the data to might not use the same format as the data we store, which happens a lot with timestamp data. In that case, we can convert the data format here. Sometimes we might want to add some validations here too, to make sure all required data we need to send are not empty and meet whatever requirement the target service has. If much of the data you send to the web service are coming from user entry, you should consider add validations here, as user entered data have a higher chance of having data integrity issues. For the majority of REST APIs, the request body should be written in JSON format. For other REST APIs, and pretty much all SOAP APIs, the request body will be written in XML format. This component can be as simple as one set variable script step like this. Or it can be created as a subscript to serve more complicated scenarios. Many APIs have a very consistent request body structure. So sometimes we will centralize the logic that creates request bodies and make it data-driven. Take this script as an example. It is used for a SOAP API that we have helped our clients integrated with recently. The request body is in a very straightforward format, in which the name of the element tag indicates which field we're updating, and the element value indicates the value we want to use. We build this subscript that will loop through the script parameter and dynamically build an XML based on it. This saved us a lot of time when working with this integration project that uses many different methods with similar request body structure. The third component will build the curl option. Using our mail analogy, building the curl option is like writing things on the envelope. In our video introducing basic authentication, we touched on curl options. The video is linked in the description below. Typically, it only takes one set variable script step to construct curl options for our request, like our example here. Usually, for the same API, once we build up curl options for one request, other request curl options won't differ that much. You might need to change the request type every now and then, but many other components won't change. If you're unfamiliar with different request types, check out our video on HTTP verbs linked below. The previous 3 components are preparation work before sending the request. Our fourth component will actually send out the request. In this component, we will pass the information we have prepared in the previous 3 components to the insert from URL script step, so it can send the request and receive the result. It could be as simple as an insert from URL script step as shown in this example, or we can use a subscript to handle more complicated use cases. In this other example, I want to automatically renew the access token when necessary. So I wrote a subscript that will try to send the request to the service with the current access token. If it fails, the script will look at if the issue is caused by the access token. If so, it will renew the token and make a second attempt to send the request. Whether you go with a simple script step or a subscript depends on your use case and the API you're working with. Now that we have sent out our request and received the response, our fifth component will parse this response. Depends on the response format. If it's JSON, then you can use the FileMaker JSON getElement function to parse out the result. If it's XML, then you can use custom functions or plugin functions to parse the result. And you can also use import record script step together with accessLT to parse the result if it has a lot of data in it. The sixth and the last component will handle different results. At this point, we're either on the happy path, on which we use the parsed result and continue with our workflow, or we ran into some errors. So we need to use the parsed error information to go with a different exception workflow. The way we describe these 6 components is as if they all need to be in the same script. But personally, I prefer to abstract some of them into a context-independent subscript. This gives me a bit of flexibility because I can potentially reuse the same subscript for different contexts. And more importantly, this allows me to run this subscript on server using PSOS. Running this on server could be really convenient if I need to use a plugin, say, to parse the XML result. In which case, I only need to install the plugin on the server instead of on every client. And this would also enable the same integration feature on WebDirect, because normally WebDirect does not support client-side plugin. In the demo file, I've included both the single script integrated approach as well as the 2 scripts separated approach. Here's the assignment of the video. The demo file of this video is linked in the description. We included 2 sets of script templates. Both contain all 6 components mentioned today. One template is for the single script integrated approach. The other one is for the 2 script separated approach. Please use either template to create a new integration script for the target web service you are integrating with. That's the end of the video. If you like this video, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. We publish FileMaker videos every week. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.